You know who had the world's best attention span? Nobody. That's the point. In 2025, you've got about 3 seconds before your audience swipes away faster than a bad Tinder date. And yet, people are making 6 figures just by talking into a camera without ever turning one on. How? AI video reels. Yeah, it's a thing. And you're already late. If you've ever sent an email, pitched an idea, or tried to convince your boss to give you Friday off, you're already in the content business. If you can write a script, even if it's a grocery list, you can turn it into a pro-looking video without makeup, lighting, or showering. AI doesn't judge. Today, you'll see how it works, why most people blow it, and how we'll make a video for one lucky advisor at our live masterclass this Friday. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Digital Advisor Weekly Broadcast. Looking to boost your business with the latest trends, innovative tech, and must-have resources? Join us to discover how to successfully scale your practice and automate the process. Here to guide you is your host, the dynamic leader of Advisor Marketing Hub and managing partner at American Financial, Rob Souza.
Good morning, everyone. Rob Souza here for another episode of the Digital Advisor Weekly, where we take complicated digital stuff, beat it into submission, and hand it back to you so simple that your 5th grader could launch a YouTube empire by dinner time. Yet, today we're talking about the printing press, the iPhone, and Fire, all mashed into one tool, turning any script into a killer AI video reel. And so why does this matter? Well, video is now 82% of all internet traffic. And people don't read anymore, they scroll. And as they're scrolling, it's our job to figure out how do we get them to stop and decide if your content matters by stopping on and keeping track of which videos do stop the scroll. So if you're not doing this, then you're not making your videos visible. And now we've got the tools to help you. Let's just talk about Heygen for a second, and then I'll get back into that. Heygen, which is the software that we use to develop all of the video clips that you're going to see today. And there are plenty of other softwares out there, a ton of them out there. We just have chosen Heygen because of its simplicity and its effectiveness, breaking it down and making it accessible to any user. You don't have to be a video creator. They've made it that easy for you to bring your creativity to life. Heygen is like today's printing press, but for your face and voice. This technology is going to change the way you scroll social media, watch TV, movies, commercials, so much more. It literally is going to change our world as much as the printing press, the computer, all of the major shifts in our lifetime. And if traditional video is like cooking, I don't know, Thanksgiving dinner, then I'd compare it to like AI video being Uber Eats. It's a shortcut, a huge shortcut, and it's convenient. But instead of food, it delivers the perfect script, your face, your voice, doing all the talking for you. Heygen's tech has gotten so good, you can even animate your avatar. Video, well, let's take a look at the difference between a well-trained avatar and a poorly trained avatar, and then we'll continue.
And yet, people are making 6 figures just by talking into a camera without ever turning one on.
And yet, people are making 6 figures just by talking into a camera without ever turning one on.
So you can see the difference. It's all about how you use the tool. And what we're trying to do is help you get a competitive advantage to use the tool properly so that your output is equal and hopefully is intended to be even better than what you can do if you actually get on camera. And that's the magic of AI, is it can do almost anything that you can imagine. But you either need to find somebody who can use the tool in an optimized way for you to bring your imagination to life, or follow along with what we're teaching today. And then what we're going to teach, because we're going to do on Friday during our workshop, we're going to go step by step how to do it properly on Friday. So get ready for that. But today I want to give you kind of a brief outline so that you understand our process in making sure that we produce the best possible AI video reels for social media. And step one, it starts with a script. And how well you write that script with a good hook and a good arcing story with a problem and solving the problem, or whether the problem gets solved or not, there's anticipation. And then, of course, the CTA, or call to action in the end. A good script is everything when it comes to AI. And we always say, your output is only as good as your input. Join us Friday and we'll show you how to structure that exactly like we're talking about today, so that we can give you the how-to. And of course, we're going to have you use one of those AI tools like ChatGPT and ask it for recommendations to optimize each part of the script writing process. Okay. Step two, because we're going to go through, I think, 6 steps today, is the Heygen magic. And that's where you've already developed a script and now you want to bring it to life. No camera, no crew, no editing, just upload your script, pick your avatar or character, and then hit generate. And that's it. And all of a sudden you can have custom content with any imaginable character that you can think of, including your own personalized clone, which last week we tested and my wife could not tell the difference between the clone video and the actual video. And it's step 3, because we're going to get through this here. Engagement. What do I mean by engagement? Is that the script has to draw your audience in. And how do you do that? It's the pacing, the tone, the captions, and making sure that going back to the script, that it draws people in, identifies with the character, and the character is believable. They must get lost in the story or entertained in such a way that they want to watch it a second or third time. And if so, you know you've done it correctly. Now, step 4, output. Output, the great thing about AI and then combining it with automation is that you can schedule those short video reels that you create, that you can generate specifically for each platform at a specific day and a specific time, so that you're enhancing your reach across multiple platforms that have significantly different audiences. And the algorithm, thanks, Marie, you get a car and you get a car and you get a car. Good old Oprah giving away everything. And for you today, we want you to have an avatar for each of your social platforms so that you can continue to create content that engages people. All right. So, and then step 4, we talked about output everywhere. There are plenty of automation tools that you can use to make sure that you've scheduled social media to go out on every channel every day, so that you can iterate faster, figure out what works and what doesn't work. Sometimes some audiences like the animation, and some audiences like the real life, and the real life replication, and they're entertained by that. You're going to have to figure that out. And the only way to figure it out is to test multiple versions and see which ones start performing better on which accounts. You may find that in TikTok, animation tends to do best. In Instagram, your real life avatar may do a better job at getting likes and views. So you have to test your own type of scripting and character choice for the avatar, and then stick with what works. For the sake of time, I'm going to skip over 5 and 6, and I'm going to leave it as a cliffhanger for Friday. So join us for Friday on the final 2 things that I want to go over with you. But most importantly, it's the script and the character you choose. And if you do that right, sky is the limit. Your imagination is what brings your brand to life because it's your creativity. So outsource everything that you want, but don't outsource your script, because that is you and a representation of who you are. All right. So I do need to hit comments because they've been rolling in. So let's see. I got a comment. Okay, from Jenna. I missed it. I think it was, oh, can I use a script I already wrote? Yes, of course, you absolutely can. But join us on Friday and we'll go over what makes a good script. Make sure it has all the elements of a good script. And that's really kind of the story brand arc. It's kind of every movie and commercial follows the same kind of pattern for scripts. So you absolutely can use an existing pitch. You may just want to make tweaks on that script. If somebody creates a script for you, you have a writer, make sure you go through it and rewrite it. Read it, and whatever doesn't feel natural to you, it's not the words or phrases that you would use or the sense of humor that you would use, make sure you take time to rewrite that so it feels very, very natural, and people will identify, yeah, that is their sense of humor. That's how they would genuinely say things. Make sure your avatars are accurate if you're trying to represent yourself. Let's take another look at another fun, creative video that AI can create.
Hey human, if a talking dog like me can make pro videos, you've got no excuse. Write your script, run it through Heygen, no camera, co-crew. Just pure tail wagging magic.
That's right. Give it some personality so you don't sound like Siri on a Monday, then blast it everywhere like you actually have a marketing team. Now sit, stay, and watch the leads roll in.
I absolutely love it. And thank you, Marie, for your creativity. Every day is an adventure discovering new capabilities of AI, and it's entertaining as can be. Yeah, all right. This stuff, I'm telling you, it's like the gold rush. But the real money was in selling shovels back then, not the actual gold itself. Most people went broke trying to find gold, but the guys who were selling all the gear to the gold miners made a killing, especially the saloons back then. With all the guys disappointed about all the gold they didn't get, they spent all the rest of their money on drinking. Heygen is like the shovel. The content that it can create is the gold that you're wanting, because it's saving you time, it's saving you money, and more important, it's getting your message out there more consistently and also more effectively. So it's opening all kinds of doors. And not jumping in on AI video now is like refusing to buy a car in 1910 because your horse works fine. Yeah, well, you want to be ahead of the curve, because if people beat you to the punch and you're the last of the game, then you're going to get the least amount of benefit. Hey, and if we want to talk about, like, okay, I'm asking you to make this jump, right? I'm asking you to try something that maybe you're not comfortable or familiar with. But I'm telling you, the statistics are absolutely supporting what we're talking about, because Heygen avatars have viewer retention rates within 3% of live video for the cost of a latte. You, as an advisor, an agent, your job is to be meeting with people and helping them with their finances. You don't have 10, 15, 20 hours a week to be spending on content creation. So hire somebody, you write the script and use technology, and maybe even hire a VA to do it for you, completely automated. And it will save you 75% of the time it would take to do all of it with your own recordings. All right, so back to comments here, because I see them coming through. Mark in Tampa, is AI really worth starting now? And that must have come in a minute ago because I just talked about that. Hopefully that answered your question, Mark. Statistics are showing that that on average, it's almost matching real content with a real camera. But the reality is, one statistic we're not looking at is actually 25% of the really good AI content. And you'll see it coming. Actually, you saw a little bit of it in the abundant. Hey, Carol, thanks for joining us. How much time does it actually take to make one of these AI videos? Show up on Friday and we'll walk you through the process and you'll see it. It's actually, if you know what you're doing, very, very quick. The longest part of the process is how long it takes the AI to render the video. So that's why we do this for video reels and not like long form content, because that would take way too long for the AI to render it. But for 30 to 45-second video reels, it's outstanding. You've seen all the short clips. And finishing my last statement, which was that the actual 25% of the video content that's created really, really effectively with AI augmentation is performing 25% better. Why? Because you don't need a production crew. How could you ever film jumping out of a plane while introducing a show, which we saw a little bit of that. We will see, I think, another version of that here later in today's show. All right, so let's take a look at a well-performing AI reel, because we've been testing every different type of AI animated avatars and real clones. And so let's take a look at some of the initial results over the last 30 days.
All right, you've heard me talk about how powerful AI video reels can be, but let's look at what happens when you actually use them the right way. On TikTok, we tested 3 AI avatar reels: the Simpson reel, the Lego reel, and the skydiving reel. Each one cleared 20,000 views. Yes, 20K plus eyeballs per reel.
Missed last week's episode? The replays are now available. And don't forget to save a seat for this week's episode.
Stick around to learn how to build your own avatar, voice, style, strategy, and all in our free masterclass.
Hi, I'm one of Rob's AI avatars. Miss this week's episodes? Catch the replays now before your competitor does.
On Instagram, we swapped in one more: the Lego reel, the skydiving reel, and the hyper-realistic avatar reel. Every single one broke 15,000 views.
Missed last week's episode? The replays are now available.
Stick around to learn how to build your own avatar, voice, style, strategy, and all.
Same AI magic, different platform. And here's the kicker: none of these required cameras, crews, or endless takes. Just smart scripting, a little creativity, and an AI avatar that fits the vibe.
That's right. Let's zoom out a little bit for a second so we can get kind of the 30,000 foot view. We started with why video is king in 2025. 82% of internet traffic attention spans, they are shorter than they were even 2 years ago. And it's even shorter on TikTok. Why? Because with the amount of available content, people want to be able to scan through quickly to find what they want and then stop and watch the content. But the pace has really picked up. I've even watched people who, they don't even have the patience to watch webinars anymore. They get the replay and they turn it on 1.25 or 1.5 speed just so that they can quickly get through the webinar, or even YouTube tutorial videos. They'll turn them on, turn up the speed, and then only stop when they need to and rewind into the parts that they really need. Attention span, people are trying to do more with less time using technology. And we either have to embrace it and keep up, or we're going to get left behind. Core process. So again, just trying to overview here. Then I showed you a simple, and today it was four-step process to turn any script, yes, even a grocery list. Why do I say that? Because everything is content. Everything is entertainment. And you can create any script into a scroll-stopping AI video reel machine with a tool like Heygen. Script it, generate it, and make it engaging. Push it anywhere. And my wife started this, and she just had fun all afternoon on Sunday making videos of our own dogs talking back and forth each other just for fun entertainment. And she got thousands of views just having fun playing around with AI. And who doesn't like dogs, right? All right, so we talked also, and this is kind of the big takeaway, we talked about early adopters are always going to end up on top. Early adopters always win. Starbucks agreeably does not have the best coffee out there today for those who are coffee connoisseurs, but they dominate the market. Why? Because they were the first to create a high-end coffee brand nationwide, and so they own a lion's share of that industry. And it's the same with all new trends. You want to try and be ahead of the curve, front of the pack. It's like sitting in the front row of a class. You're going to get the most out of it. So Heygen is the, as I talked about earlier, the printing press of today. And it's going to radically give people a competitive edge. So don't find yourself getting swept up in the gold rush. Figure out how you can start selling shovels, because that's where the money's at. And that's going to be staying ahead of the trend. So now that you've got the big picture, but knowing it and doing it are two totally different things. 95% of people who watch tutorials never follow through to the finish line. It's just human nature. 5% do, and the 5% of the winners, they end up ahead of us all. And we're there to pick up the scraps as we follow behind them. You can still send them, well, we'll get into comments here in just a second, but last thought. And I've said it in many other episodes before. The biggest challenge that people have is getting off the starting line. So my encouragement to you is, don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about knowing the software. Don't worry about how many views or followers you get. Just get off the starting line. You just have to try it. It's not going to be the best when you begin, but it will get better and better and better. And you're keeping up with the crowds that are trying to take your advantage away. Don't let that happen. Jump in, just try it. If you need help, that's what we're here for. Join us on Friday. We'll walk you through it. But before we wrap up, we want to hit a few more questions. That's why we like live. Lewis, Denver, what's the catch with the free video offer? Oh, okay. Yes. So what we're going to do is, if you register for the workshop on Friday, link is in the description, then we are going to select one person from the pre-registrations, and we're going to generate an entire Heygen video live in front of the audience on Friday. And if you're there, you're eligible to be selected. And we're going to use a custom avatar, custom script. Everything's going to be done for you, and you are going to get the finished product, the polished and finished product that you can use on your own personal social media. Now, if we have time to do multiple, my hope is to do 3, but we're guaranteeing that we're going to do one super polished, impressive video reel, and then hopefully 2 more people we can include in that. All right. But you do have to register in advance to be eligible. So make sure that you do. Click on the link in the description, and which I believe is Advisor Marketing Hub /Friday coaching, and you can register. Now, let's check out one last fun video before we wrap up for today's show.
Oh no. I need to go live today, but I look so messy. It will take hours for me to go home and get ready. And it's almost time. I won't be able to get ready in time.
Or will you?
Wait, I can make a pro video without filming? This is awesome! Crisis averted. And no one even knows I'm still in yesterday's shirt.
Yeah, and that was created just shortly before the show. We needed a video clip last minute, type up a quick script, drop it in, render, and there you go, a fun video. In fact, the opening scene of that video was my actual office turned into a cartoon, but it's an actual picture of my office with the actual address and everything else. So it's amazing what you can do. A lot of fun. If you want the blueprint to make AI video reels so good that people wonder if you cloned yourself, join us live for our masterclass this Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific, and we'll create a Heygen video for 1 to 3 live attendees, and that's a $500 value for those who were able to create those videos for. No replay will be available, no excuses, and if you blink, your competition, there'll be 50 videos ahead of you, so don't hesitate. Jump in, get started, and let's start learning together. Friday live, it's your chance to learn all and maybe even walk away with a custom Heygen video starring your favorite avatar of choice. So we will see you then. And unless you enjoy being trampled by the competition, then we'll see you on Friday. I can't wait to show you how to take any script and turn it into any reel that you want. That is scroll stopping. That would be for those of us on Instagram or TikTok, and we know scrolling is this way, unlike YouTube. And have AI working for you 24/7, even when you're on vacation. Just join us live on Friday, 8 a.m. Until then, stay sharp, stay scroll stopping, and I'll see you in the digital world.